It's May 1st, 2019. I had a vision. First of all, I was about to wake up and I'm like on the threshold of waking up, and I'm like, no vision, and God gave me a vision. So here, I believe because I cut up back on sharing visions, and instead of waking up tired, it seems like God is more pleased with me, and it's going more easy, at least for me. Uh, Here's the vision. I enter a room. There's like three, four people. Some seated, some stand up. I can't know who they are, and I'm about to sit down on a chair, and I dropped some flakes of gold, some little rocks of gold, very little ones, so little that I didn't pay attention, and I don't really care for money right now. Just sharing back the visions, and I haven't stopped my job, and I don't have family to take care. I don't take welfare here in North America, so feeding on donations. So just to say that the money is not my goal at this time, and but then there was a rock, two bigger rock like this. It was like blackish with dark purple, and a third object, which I didn't know which one. Kind of because before I dropped that one, I think I have a second thought, and I'm like, I'm gonna pick this up, uh, the gold. So I picked it up, and I go as I was standing at one extremity of the room, and people standing in front of me and or sitting. I go at the other extremity of the room to wake up Donald Trump, the president of the United States. He was sitting and sleeping like this, and I'm like, I go, I kind of touch his right arm, and I'm trying to wake him up. I'm saying, Trump, um, I wanted to show him the gold, and probably to sell it or something, because you will see what's gonna happen in the vision. So I'm like, Trump, Trump, and I remember this lady looks at me with big eyes, silently, and I'm like, I return to my seat. I return, and I'm like, maybe it's not a good idea to wake him up when a president sleeps. He needs his rest. But as I'm thinking about this, I'm also thinking that didn't look like him. He was it was more round here in the cheeks, because I could only see a part of the face while he was sleeping. And sure enough, on my right side, behind me, a door opens and Trump comes, and I'm showing him the gold. He looks at it, and then I repeat again. Oh, I had found some white gold before, and I don't know if I was trying to entice him for a deal, or to buy it, because it's true that in the past I found a bracelet of white gold, big enough. Somebody left at a shrine of a Virgin Mary in Toronto, and I took it because it was a donation. And but I didn't look for selling it. First of all, I had the government money, and that was enough to pass by. And third, before I could bring it anywhere, I didn't even know at that time there's white gold exists. I thought it might be silver. Um, right after I've been told it's gold by my father Foster. I think he sold it to a friend for some beers, whatever. And I got mad on that, but that's another story. And when I repeat that to Trump, like I almost put in my argument, oh, I found this gold, I found this white gold before, I didn't sell it. He says, he takes, I see that the purple rock, for some reason, it was, I said, then this purple rock, but then it was pink. So the little flakes of gold, he didn't care. The purple, pink rock, he didn't care. I still don't know today why that rock changed color. I'll think about it, and maybe I'll revise this video. But it seems like the third object I didn't know he had. He picked it up, and it was a little square, and he asked me how much for that. And that thing had no precious stone. It was almost like cheap material. You can almost like you put a medallion of cheap something like this kind of size and material. It could be a rubber, anything. Something was engraved in the middle, and I just know what was in the bottom and the top of that engraving. At the bottom, it was MG, and I looked it closer, and it seems to me it was MGM. And at the top, there was a date, and the date I thought 1950 something, when this casino started in Las Vegas. But to my surprise, it was the date that was on there was like 15 something hundred years old, uh, 15 something 1600 1700. I can't remember exactly. It didn't engrave me that, but that it was old by 300 400 years. So I'm like, okay, maybe this is older than I thought. So I'm like, I say 60,000. And he said, okay. And people are raising up. They're leaving the room. We have a deal. And Trumps gives me an envelope full of cash. And while I'm tending my right hand to pick it up, I say, and like in a friendly manner, I would have sold it for half, which means 30,000. And when I said this, he puts back his right hand. But and as I was about to take it, I tell him that, and I pull it after he did his right hand. But the top of the envelope on his side, it kind of, when it gets entangled into something, it was ripped open a little bit suddenly. So I'm like, okay, I took this as a sign and give him half. But I told him, but give it to me when I'm gonna need it in case one day. So it looks like I give him half. I don't know after that, of course. And we headed back. He's in front of me, like we're going somewhere, and he says, "I can't believe I felt for that crap." And I thought he was talking about the little medallion. Uh, Today, I thought just a little bit about it. I'll pray more. Might be for the casino enterprise. It might be a MGM thing. I don't know which casino he was. Maybe it was for that too, and we don't even know. Uh, but as soon as he said that, uh, I I I pull up a card. Like this medallion was a card suddenly, and I had this card on the air like this, and I said, "Look," when he said for that crap, and that became alive, and it kind of it was almost like a negative daguerreotype, some two colors monochrome with the brown and white, and it went. The card was like this small card, but the it became alive inside, and it went up all the way and showing an image and an image, so it went up by itself, uh, about a few image, 6 7, and it end up with a woman, and I say, and it end up with marriage or with a woman, and that woman, I couldn't know who it was. It was on the left side anyways, and there was just the face of a woman. And surely right after that, I see a door open, and Hillary Clinton comes, and she sings all happy. She says, "Uncle Polly likes Jolly," if I remember correctly, or "Uncle Polly likes the Jolly," or "Uncle Polly likes Jolly." I searched it today what Jolly means, and it means because my first English is language is French. It means jolly is jovial, which means happy, and she was all happy. Uncle Polly, which it means it's the polls when they do polls to influence people, I guess. So Uncle Polly likes Jolly, and they probably have a singing for that back in Washington as a joke or a song they do in the spirit realm, to not say demonic. Anyways, I shouldn't say demonic, but for these votes, Uncle Polly, and it reminds me also a movie. I shouldn't say, but Uncle Polly. I guess it's an inside joke for them, as it was a character in a famous Hollywood movie, Goodfellas. Uncle Polly. So, Uncle Polly is, Uncle Joe. They say in war and Paul. So Uncle Polly, that's what it means. So it ended up with the woman, or ended up with marriage. I say I can't remember which one, and I can't believe I fall for that crap. And you know, so I hope it's not the bad. But just before, the casino enterprise of Trump, he might have regretted. And I know that I received another vision of Clinton 2021 for shelter of World War III, as they do fundraising, invitation speak. Uh, Clinton for World War III, and I've shared those visions recently that I received in 2018, and she says she's not running, but you'll see what's gonna happen. It can be her, it can be her daughter, it can be her again for the third time. There's desperately, and people. I hope it's not gonna happen, and because they have an agenda for World War III, and it can only be Democrats because the thing was saying Clinton, and 2021. It's in the end of the year 2020, I believe in November. So be aware. I'm sharing it there, and that's it. Thank you.